century. A scientist saw a killer comet on its way. He filmed instructions for its destruction over a second-hand VHS tape, but then was hit by a Winnebago. So his assistants Nick and Joe must search every corner of his drone for the cassette that is our only home. But in the meantime, they'll play the greatest hits they find. VCR, party live. VCR, party live.
Melinda's. Welcome to the show. It's VCR Party. It's time to watch some VHS tapes. Let's do it. I'm Joe. That's Nick. There's George dressed as Rem. There's Steve dressed as Steve. And boy, we got a fun show today. We got Jack Mulcahy on the show today.
Yeah, it's Lezar Day. Today is the official release date. We are the exclusive physical media, distributors of the Lezar 35th anniversary, restored in HD from the original master tape. The kids movie, the cult kids movie that Joe, you and I first watched at 3 a.m. at a guy's house in Denver.
Andrews. Yep.
Andrew.
We went to Andrew's house. Yep.
We got obsessed with this. We thought it was religious at first. Then we were like, no, maybe it's Canadian. It just it was like not. It just something was a little bit off with it.
Yeah, it stuck with you. It really stuck with you. And especially like 3 o'clock in the morning at a stranger's house with he had a little chihuahua that was running around, and it was just a weird night. But like the movie really stuck with us. We're like, man, we got to do something with this. And we included it, I think, in like volume 4, volume 5 of the show. But
yeah, back in like 2006 or 7, we were playing it in our shows, and then like in episode 100 of the show, of course, we had Jack Mulcahy on in person, and he told us some behind the scenes story. Go back and watch that if you want some more context. But he's back for episode 231, and this is available to order right now from store.foundfootagefest.com. You can give it as a digital download or Blu-ray or DVD. So we'll talk to Jack in a minute.
But let's talk to George now about his outfit. George, now, do you have this outfit like ready to go at all times? Is that
I have all Found Footage Festival related costumes in a very special place in my closet.
Okay. All right. In New York City apartments, they're not very big, right? They're usually pretty small, right? So there's not a lot of space, but you do have space for a Lezar full costume, full body, head to toe.
I mean, it's all about priorities. I prioritize you guys and your projects more than my own well-being.
Thank you.
So
That's
do
the way
we.
it should be.
Hey, let's. I know we have more stuff to cover, but I want to just get to a clip right away. So let's get into a Found Footage Festival classic.
You caught me with my pants down, but no one sells carpet or waterbeds for less.
The U.S. Open ended over the weekend, and I think it was sort of a surprise. Garcia won the men's singles. I was pulling for the Norwegian because I'm part Norwegian. But I
was pulling for that Greek. No, he's Australian. He's a Greek dude who lives in Australia. Did you watch him? He's so fun to watch because he's just like, he's such a hot. He's like John McEnroe all over again. He's just very angry. Well, he's not angry, but he's like passionate.
We could be angry. Those Greeks, they're a hotbed of emotions, like me.
They really are. He was my favorite. I was rooting for him. But
I agree.
anyway.
That's the only time I'm really in on watching tennis is when there's some sort of hothead or personality or hunk. So in this Found Footage Festival Classic, I'm pulling up a clip called Males in Motion. This is a VHS tape we have from 1985. Comes in like one of those bigger cardboard boxes, almost like porn. Well, I guess it is sort of porn, but we're going to cut out before the dirty parts. Here's the true winner of the U.S. Open, Brian, the tennis player.
Next, we have Brian, the tennis player.
Brian, the tennis player.
I love the repetitiveness of the song.
It's Brian, it's Brian, and it's Brian, it's Brian. No, Kyrgios actually did this on the court.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like a Greek.
Oh yeah.
Remember that? Yeah.
Yep. The line judges didn't know how to roll this one.
Oh, I like that right there. There's our thumbnail. There's our thumbnail. It's our thumbnail. It's our thumbnail. It's our thumbnail. It's our thumbnail.
Jack Mulcahy is going to be so ashamed to be on this episode.
I know. He has no idea.
He's a beloved star of a children's movie, and we
Kicked off the
besmirched
show.
with a guy humping a tennis racket. But hey, it's the U.S. Open. We had to start with that as our classic.
They're all humping the tennis racket at the U.S. Open.
And get ready to see that again at Wimbledon and the French Open. So just keeping that in the hopper.
Is Steve playing the French Open?
Oh,
Frenchie?
yeah.
I'm playing not in the tennis version.
Okay.
Oh.
A little bit in the
Watch the stands.
yeah
Kissing version with your wife.
Hey, I want to say, like, what was it last night, Nick? We had Nick and I were invited to a wedding, and we have to do our Plunketts show pretty soon because
they're stacking up.
You go to a wedding, there's a lot of photos taken, and Nick, you were there with your girlfriend Allie, and I feel like she might irritate you more than I irritate you sometimes. Like, well, she's good at it. You know, she knows like how to push your button.
Everyone I've ever dated has. They know how to needle me, and they enjoy doing it. Yeah,
it's the greatest thing.
Almost
on
like
the
I
planet.
invited. Yeah.
Yeah. But I wanted she took a picture of us and she immediately sent it to me because well, here it is. Here's the photo for this is at Coney Island, and like there's me, and I'm just, there's the cellist behind me, and smiles and beers and lots of laughs, and then there's Nick over here, and there's
I'm at my most Stan Laurel here with my
look.
It's just yeah.
Okay,
My hair is as wispy as it gets. It's like your armpits, honestly.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah,
That is when a ghost appeared right in front of you guys.
Yeah,
You got
I
really
saw a
scared.
specter. Yeah.
Nick, can I just throw out a suggestion? Like I'm not like Mr. Fashion Man here,
Mhm.
but sunglasses. Look at your beady little eyes are just like you need some sunglasses. You're just
I don't like wearing sunglasses.
what, you like this?
Well,
You like that?
I don't like photos taken into the sun. I'd have shot it the other way. Like we're
Look
looking
at those.
this way.
They're beady little snake eyes. Like you have the eyes of a snake right there.
Wow, I really thought you were gonna dig in on my hair on this one, but you're
Oh yeah, I mean like,
surprised me, yeah.
but just like
It's cotton candy. It's like a cloud.
I know, but the older
It's
you
like a
get,
clued. Let's say somebody could make that disappear with telekinesis without too much effort. So
just the older you get, the more you have to cover up your face. And so like I jump at the opportunity to wear sunglasses because then it's just like more like the bags under my eyes. I get to cover
that's
them
a good
up.
point. That's a good
You
point.
have a hat. You felt naked not having a hat, and I noticed that the whole night you were constantly running your hand through your hair.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, I prefer hats. I feel, I would have rather had my balls out than have a naked head. But at a wedding, it's frowned upon to wear hats. So I was stuck.
Say at a wedding, it's frowned upon to have your balls out.
No, at this wedding it would have been fine. But
it would have been fun. It was a Coney Island wedding. So
yeah.
Can I show some other things that Allie shared with me?
Yeah, absolutely.
So she sent this too. And this was genius. Like she notices things that I wouldn't notice. Like if I had noticed this, I would have shot video of this too. But she, I don't know. She saw on your crotch that you had a little bit of a splotch on your crotch. I don't know if it was from like pee
I had
or
a
what.
Diet Coke that was sweating because it was hot out, and I believe a drip. Went
Yeah,
right
I know,
on my
but
groin.
I know, but like,
Crotch splotch. Is that like who's the splotchiest? Is
yeah.
that a new contest?
But look at, I mean, it's kind of suspicious though if you got a splotch on your crotch,
Well,
right? Isn't it? Like,
But it depends on who's on the splotch crotch watch, I mean, that says a lot about you already.
Yeah, apparently my girlfriend was on the crotch splotch watch that night.
right? Yeah. And she notched one up. All right. So then, okay. So Nick, when we were at the wedding, you noticed that there were these. This is on the boardwalk at Coney Island, which is a crazy place, and this is where they had their wedding. It was really fun. Actually, it's a great place to have a wedding.
Yeah, one of the top weddings of all time.
Oh,
but
then you noticed, like Nick and I were sitting together, and you noticed that there's this one kid wearing a Detroit Pistons basketball jersey, and you're like, he's been doing the flossing dance the entire time, right?
Yeah.
You noticed that.
As like the parents are making their procession up, he's on a little mound. So everybody can see him right next to where the bride and groom are.
It's
about
that
to walk.
dancer that I don't know how to do it, but like he's just constantly
the floss dance. Yeah.
And then the floss dance. And when I knew when the bride came out that he was gonna floss hard, and I got my camera ready, and here's how that turned out. There's
lovely bride, Kelly
on a special day. And there's the piston flosser. There's the piston. He went for it. Yep. Yeah. So that's
playing the bride procession and
yeah. There's we call him the piston flosser.
The old Detroit flosser.
Yep.
Bring him to every wedding.
But then I'm mad at myself because I hit stop too soon. Like, you see that?
He's about to do
He's starting to do that part, and I stopped it too soon. So
still, that is just one of the greatest. I have to tip my cap to you for getting. Well, if I was wearing a cap, which I should have been in retrospect, but I have to give you credit for like that whip pan was phenomenal. Let's just capture that moment.
Thank you.
I can't believe you brought a tripod to a wedding. That's
I'm a
weird.
cinematographer. I don't go anywhere without my tripod.
Yes. Fantastic wedding, and send us your Plunketts. If you have an unflattering photo at a wedding or otherwise, or even a crotch splotch, send it in to info.
Crotch splotch.
Is that a new corner? That's a new corner.
Crotch splotch watch.
Yeah.
Well, write the song, George. That will determine whether it's a corner or not.
You guys thought I had a lot of Plunketts. Wait till you see my crotch splotches.
Oh boy. Let's get into some flying windows. Lineopolis sent this one, said these are classic British flying windows. We don't get a lot of British flying windows. We've got Australian ones from Reese, our viewer from Australia, but I think this is the first British one. It's extremely British show called...
I didn't know they did those.
They
did. Know they did them. Huh.
Yeah, interesting.
Cultured. You must know cultured people.
Irene Carroll, can't you pull your brassiere in any tighter? You're wobbling up and down.
I'm having a lovely time here. I haven't come with Derek.
Liz, I'm demented. My nerves are hanging out here. I haven't got a Valium or nothing, or even a Tomazzi hand.
You know why I'm here, Liz? A little birdie told me it was your birthday.
Thank you. What the hell's going on?
That's just some highlights from Liz Dawn's house party, which is she's mingling around with guests, sort of like the old Playboy talk show where they could see it was, oh, we'll just do this very informal like mingle about, but it's just comedians doing their routines basically, or their characters.
I would say that was more of a hovering window. I didn't see much flying. I saw more like treading the cosmos.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think there's some flyation going on.
You must know cultured people.
Irene Carroll.
The Phantom Zone. The Phantom Zone from Superman.
It's very Superman.
You pull your brassiere in any tighter. You're wobbling up and down.
Did you understand a goddamn word? Because I did not.
Well, there's one accent in there, and one accent, like, go up to the blonde-haired person.
This
right there. English, guys.
I don't know the I don't know that accent at all. This is like a weird accent.
Maybe it's Welsh or some.
Let's hear it.
Liz, I'm demented. My nerves are hanging out here. I haven't got a Valium or nothing, or even a Tomazzi hand.
You know why I'm here, Liz?
Naves are hanging out. I haven't got a Valium.
What the hell was that?
I don't know.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, those. You'd catch some of those shows occasionally, like on PBS late at night. You'd be like, I just don't get British humor.
Yeah.
And of course, there's good stuff too, but like a lot of the stuff we got was crap. And I think that's the same way with people overseas. They get a lot of our crap as well.
What? We produce crap? United States of America? No, come on.
We wouldn't have a show if we didn't.
It's true.
Should we get into Jack?
Let's get into Jack. Yeah, I'm excited about this.
Rem Lezar himself, Jack Mulcahy.
Come on, let's see your raviolis. Shows 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 your raviolis.
Welcome back, Jack Mulcahy.
Yes, Rem is back. Oh boy, good to have you back. You were the last guest in our office before the pandemic hit.
Second week of March of 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it well.
It
Good to
was
have
130 episodes ago or so. So welcome back.
Amazing.
You haven't missed much.
You mean you guys haven't evolved? I mean, come
No,
on.
absolutely not.
No,
But you're
no,
big
not even
stars
close.
now, man. Chopping steel.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right. We're
yeah.
big stars now. Thank you. We'll take that.
Well,
That was
hey,
good.
we walked a red carpet and we're pre-taping this, but as we speak here, you will have walked a blue carpet for the 35th anniversary premiere, theatrical premiere. It's never played in a theater of Creating Rem Lezar. How does it feel to have this this movie, the little movie that could?
You know, it was great, and I have walked red carpets before, but never before a blue carpet. And I just got tired of everybody asking me, what are you wearing? Who are you wearing? What is that thing on your chest? Why are you wearing gold sneakers?
Uh-huh.
You know,
No,
so-
those are always the question the paparazzi asked.
Yes,
All that.
exactly.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we've all been hounded for weeks once the word got out that the 35th anniversary Blu-ray is coming out. It looks great. And like, I think, Jack, you pointed this out, that the actual Blu-ray is the Quixotic medallion, which you could, if you didn't want to wear it, or if you wanted to buy an extra, you could put a little chain on this and just kind of wear it, right?
How cool would that be?
Put it in your
And,
rear
you know,
view mirror, something like
oh,
that.
That's
yeah.
so awesome. Hey, congratulations on getting this out too, by the way. I mean, like, finally this can be seen by like before it was only just like, I don't know, bootlegs on the internet, and some people had VHS copies. I think we had a digitized copy of a VHS. So it's finally
Right.
out.
Well, the thing is that all you do see is a copy of a VHS, or digitized, as you guys have put on. I hounded Scott to get this thing digitized.
The director, yes, Scott.
And Scott Zakarin, and he knows it, and he keeps saying, by popular demand. I go, well, I was the popular demand. Okay, by my popular demand, find this thing. He goes, yeah, I think I do have the 1 inch somewhere in a basement. And I said, find it, let's digitize this. I mean, and thanks to you guys, and thanks to the Best of the Worst episode on Red Letter Media, it just got me thinking that there is something there. And then I watched it again, because I still have a copy, and I actually still have a VCR, right?
God bless
player, yes. And I was like going, yeah, I think we should do this. And so I got on this case, and here we are.
I can't wait to see it on the big screen with a crowd. I mean, that's going to be, I feel like that's how this movie was meant to be seen. Like the first time we watched it was in this guy named Andrew's house in Denver, with a group and a small dog named Tiny Coconut. And it was just, it's so much more fun with a group. So,
but you can do that at home too. And I want to just show what some of the restoration looks. This obviously doesn't look as good as the Blu-ray, because I'm playing it off of on Zoom here. But you can see the colors pop. It looks fantastic. Here's just a little clip, and maybe people haven't seen any Rem Lezar yet. Here's a little taste.
From within your mind, no one else
already I can tell.
Yeah. From another place, not from outer space.
Yeah.
From some place even higher. Rem Lezar. So much more than a fantasy. I can run, I can jump, I can dance and sing. Believe in yourself and do anything.
Believe in yourself and do anything.
From within your mind, no one else can find the life that you inspire. From another place, not from outer space, but from some place even higher. Rem Lezar. Rem Lezar. And learn as the wheels in my mind begin to turn. But I'll never forget what you've given to me. The power to touch, feel, hear, and see.
The power to touch, feel, hear, and see.
Thank you.
Look how sharp that is.
That is incredible.
And Jack,
I'm like,
and you pointed this out last time, but just so people who didn't see episode 100 know, that is your real hair with blue dye, but that's not a wig.
That is not a wig.
I don't know if I believe that. That is so wiggy. That looks so wiggy.
Well, no, but we have some other.
We've got some behind the scenes footage.
Yeah.
Oh.
Here, maybe I'll play that now. I was gonna save that, but let's play.
Yeah.
So yeah, as part of the Blu-ray.
Wait, before can I first say that song that particular song pops into my head at least once a day. Every single day at some point. Maybe it's right when I wake up in the morning, maybe it's while I'm having lunch, but that song will appear in my brain at least once a day.
Do you listen and learn?
Oh yeah. Someplace even higher. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and at the screenings we're doing sing-alongs and okay, so this was cool that you guys, the director Scott, the composer Mark Muley, and a lot of the original folks got involved. And for a movie that was a small, low budget, shot on Long Island and in the city on a shoestring, it's amazing that there's actually behind the scenes footage. But I was like thrilled to get a peek behind the curtain of how this was made.
Well, Scott's business at the time, he was a videographer. He did weddings and he did all sorts of really cool stuff. And so he had the equipment and, we were just playing the fools behind the scenes. And some of the stuff is just absolutely priceless.
Here's a little clip of, I guess, how you got cast as Lezar.
He sees this guy who he knew. He goes, I know you're a rocker, you sing, but do you also act?
And I said, yeah, I've done some acting, but I'm mostly a rock and roll musician.
I spoke to him on the phone briefly. He seemed interesting.
We made the arrangements to meet up in Long Island.
And I see this face, and he has this wonderful grin. He's got this beautiful mane of hair. He's totally a stud.
Yep.
Home side, edge side. This is Lezar.
See Scott looking up at me and he's beaming, and I'm sure the thought bubble was going off in his head. Oh my God, I hope this guy can act.
And I'm like, I hope this guy can act.
In any case, I will continue to rock and roll. I'll continue to make movies, big time movies. And
you mean as big as this?
But not nearly as big as this.
Oh.
Because the implications of this are huge.
And you were right. Look at that. All the way 35 years ago.
Prophetic.
You, I mean, not to say anything about you now, but like, you were a hunk. I mean, you're still a hunk. But like back then, you see his pipes?
Oh yeah,
his pipes like that. You were posing like that on purpose. Can you bring that back up, Nick?
Yeah. Well, Jack, you were an athlete. Let's talk about you were a football player and
basketball and baseball. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Look at you're doing that on purpose. Yeah. You know
I'm really not. I just wanted to get the hell out of there. It was a long day. I had gotten the blues paint out of my hair.
Yeah. It was a process, I take it. Yeah.
It was a process.
So that is your real hair. I am a believer now.
Okay.
After seeing that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, I just walked around with a wig and said, "Would you spray paint this for me?" And then just like
Well, speaking of music, so you and acting, like you also acted in a bunch of other stuff. Like you're an actor. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're like a full-on actor. But was Lezar the first thing you ever acted in? Or
no, actually, I made my film debut in Porky's.
Oh,
and
that's
then
right.
we followed that up with the blockbuster sequel, Porky's 2.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yeah.
And then you did Rem after that. Okay.
Rem was my third film. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, you also do commercials too. You did a Snickers commercial.
I did the Snickers commercial. Yeah.
And we have that here. And you're playing music here. Are you actually playing?
I'm playing that guitar.
Nice.
There we go. Here's Jack's Snickers commercial.
Can I help you enjoy that Snickers? Happy peanuts soar over chocolate-covered mountaintops and waterfalls of caramel. Prancing nougat in the meadow sings a song of satisfaction to the world. The world. That's right.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Directed by two English guys who really didn't know what the hell they were doing. From the Monty Python School of Directing. Hey, let's just throw it up against the wall and see what sticks.
Had the song been written already? Is that how you got the gig? Is because
it had been written, and I'd been at this commercial house several times, booked an awful lot of commercials through them. And so when I went in, they popped a cassette tape in and said, this is the song. So they played the demo for me. Oh, it's just walk down in G. That's fine. So that's fine. So, put me on camera, and then she says, "Hey, okay, action, Jack." And so I play the song. She stops in the middle. I go, she goes, "I had no idea you were a singer." And I go, "I am a singer." Oh, okay. 5 callbacks later. All right. I had booked it on the first go around, but they only kept calling me back because they wanted to match me up with the other guy. And Jamon got the job, and he was terrific.
Good harmonies together.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Was
But
that a great?
he kept eating, he kept taking the bite and eating it. And I said, "Dude, we're going to do 200 takes of this, man. So just spit it out, put it in a drawer." They have a whole case of this stuff.
Have you been in that situation where you have to continually eat while you're acting?
Oh, yeah.
And did you have like a bowl next to you that you just spit everything out?
Yes,
Okay.
you do. Yeah.
Right.
Snickers spit
I once
bucket.
did it. Yeah, exactly. I once did a Zantac spot. They played on the Super Bowl, and it was always like, chicken wings, and they were cold, and they weren't even spicy, right? And so I was just like, next. Like, I didn't eat chicken wings for like 3 years.
The joy of commercials. And you told me that you did an industrial too.
Yeah, I did. And somebody
you sent
reminded me of it.
Yeah, because we always love like the films that are like not intended for a public audience because it feels
This was
more
not.
special.
Well, I worked at a video duplication house right after college, so we would get a lot of these industrials in, and they would make them specifically for very specific audience, like industrial safety videos or training videos or something. And it was my job to make the copies of the VHS or the DVDs or whatever. And so we'd always get these industrials in. And when you sent that, I watched that whole thing. I was like, this is my favorite thing in the world, because I used to have to sit there and watch these industrial videos. So I cut together my favorite parts from your what was it called, the One Touch Ultra.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
and we got some blood in this too. So I
excellent.
wasn't expecting that. Yeah, I have some questions. So here's like it's just like a minute and a half of the highlights from Jack's industrial video, the One Touch Ultra. Is that you playing guitar on that?
No, that's not me.
Okay.
That's not my style.
Right.
It's Pete Seeger or somebody.
Nothing about nougat in there. It's not your word.
No.
Hey there. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. Basically, there are 2 things I love in life more than anything. I love my family, and I love food. Of course, I love my family more than food.
I really like that line. But okay, you love food, but like, look at, you didn't eat any of your food. She's taking it away. Like there's a plate full of food right there.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, she's clearing the table, but there's a plate full of food. Okay, all right. I'm not going to nitpick this. It's an industrial. Industrials, they don't care. Right?
No, they don't.
Food. Of course, I love my family more than food. Don't worry, honey. I realized pretty quickly how easy it is to test my blood glucose. And it never keeps me waiting. Gives me accurate results in 5 seconds. You hear that, kiddo? 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
Quick with that ball, wasn't I?
Very. You can tell that it was not your first time handling a baseball.
Yes, exactly. Yep, you're holding it the right way. Yeah, you definitely. Yeah.
5
Change up grip.
Yeah.
seconds.
I'm so left-handed.
Now that we have some...
What's that?
I said I am so left-handed.
Me
are
too.
you left-handed?
And, yeah.
Oh,
I learned that when you were talking about your early bands. I want to talk about that after this. So.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here we go. We get just about a minute left of this.
Now that we have some peace and quiet, what do you say I walk you through a test? I have everything I need right in front of me. Now you'll need to get a blood sample from your fingertip or other sampling site.
There will be blood.
Here comes the gore.
Since I just ate,
It's nature.
I'm going to take a sample from my fingertip.
But you didn't eat.
Notice I'm massaging my hand from the palm to the fingertips. Hold the One Touch Ultra Soft Adjustable Blood Sampler.
Now, is that your finger?
Yes.
That's really yours? It's your blood?
Yes.
This is your blood in here. I thought that
Yes.
would have a stand, like an
I
intern
got paid
or
extra
something.
for that. Yeah.
Did you really?
No.
Hazard pay.
Is it really your finger though?
It is my finger. Yeah.
Oh wow! All right.
They made me get a manicure and everything. They did.
For real, I love
Well, it
hearing
looks
this.
terrific. Great nail beds.
All right, here we go. We got more.
Soft adjustable blood sampler firmly against your finger and press the release button. Then
What if it was blue blood coming out of there? What if it's
Gently squeeze.
You can take the
and
rim
massage
out
your
of the.
finger
I see what you did there, Joe.
You see that?
tips until a round drop of blood of at least 1 microliter forms on your fingertip.
1 microliter.
Microliter.
It's just a speck. Next,
Just a
I love that line.
forms on your fingertip. It's just a speck. Next, just touch the blood sample to the channel in the top edge of the test strip, like this, and wait for the blood drop to completely fill the window of the test strip.
Yum.
There it is. Oh.
I wouldn't miss these meals for the world. Remember, the One Touch Ultra 2 meter never gets in the way of living.
Never.
Never. I just love.
And they
love
pay
the world.
so well.
Do they or no?
Oh yes, they do.
That's good.
Pharmaceuticals are the only ones who do, really.
Yeah, right.
I just love like the just industrials because it's the most sterile worlds like ever. There's just like everybody's happy. All the
Yeah.
marriages are great.
Oh my
Everybody's
God, we're all homogenized here.
yeah. You have diabetes in there, but like it's fine.
Yeah.
It's
And don't you love that they made me wear those glasses just to change my appearance because I was so popular?
You're
You don't want anybody to recognize him.
people watch it, it's like, oh, that's a guy from Porky's too. Hey, I put together some of my favorite lines from there, and so Jack, we have people who watch the show who are good at sampling music, and we call them Melinda mixers.
Oh, I love
they
the Melinda verse.
Yeah. They take like a sample or something, and then they'll like make it into a song. And there were a couple lines in that industrial that she did that I think are worthy of Melinda mixes. So here are a couple loops. Let's observe silence so that they can record these and maybe turn it into something else.
It's just a speck. 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 Of course I love my family more than food. Of course I love my family more than food. Of course I love my family more than food. Of course I love my family more than food. Of course I love my family more than food.
Well, but I feel like if you were starving on a deserted island, like would you like you would
I
want
eat my family.
I like to think of the continuity of that.
I mean, come on.
You turns out you ended up loving food more than your family, and that was sort of it led to a
Yes.
bitter divorce.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
that's the follow up.
She
Yeah.
had the kids.
And One Touch could not have that.
So
But-
good.
So you sent me a 3-second clip from another. I think this was an industrial light, but it was kind
No,
of like
it was a full-blown commercial.
Oh,
for
okay.
Kraft cheese. So
okay, Kraft cheese, and I didn't even know what I was looking at first. But we'll watch it. You tell me what happened. What's happening in this afterwards.
How is he, Doctor?
He's lost a lot of cheese.
That's it.
Wait,
One more time.
that's the whole clip.
And
That's
another
the clip.
And maybe this could be another thing we sample. Here we go.
Yes, absolutely. Sample it.
How is he, Doctor?
He's lost a lot of cheese.
So what are we looking at, Jack?
Oh, I
Okay,
can't
so
wait for the
so Kraft did a series of these for Saturday morning television for the kids, right? For cartoons. And it's about, if this is only 3 seconds, so there might have been about 7 or 8 of these in the commercial. There'd be like every scenario had some sort of noodle, right? An elbow noodle. This was just a sick macaroni here. And you know, but ours got the most attention because it is so. I mean, I knew I booked a commercial when I walked in, and I just said, "Yeah, he's lost a lot of cheese." And these guys just cracked. It was so deadpan that when I walked out of the audition, all the other actors sitting there like going, "Oh, great, he booked it."
It's good. And look at you. I just noticed that the IV bags are full
Oh,
of Kraft.
I didn't
yeah.
notice that.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's getting an IV. Yeah, it's very quick. So when you do like start to break it down and parse it out, you get it, right?
Yes.
He's lost a lot of cheese.
Your delivery is perfect in that.
I just love the fact that the gigs that you get. Like, I don't know, do you seek these out or do they seek you out?
But you know, you have commercial agents, right?
Yeah.
And agents of all sort that just kind of send you out and see what happens. You really get better at your career when you get better representation. But the commercial people I've had for almost 25 years, 30 years now, innovative artists. Hey, shout out, guys. And I've booked American Express commercials in Africa. I've shot Coca-Cola commercials at the top of like high rises that weren't even complete yet with helicopters and all this kind of stuff.
Wow.
And then I do the industrials, acting is acting, right? And I just absolutely love, putting a product out there, right? I mean, not necessarily Snickers, but Snickers paid close to $250,000 over 2 years. It's crazy.
No way.
Crazy money.
Yeah.
Crazy money.
I mean, I gotta feel like that's how most actors make a living,
Yeah.
commercial.
And was that like a 1 day shoot? Was that like just a 1 day
Yeah,
shoot?
it was a 13-hour shoot. Yeah. No question. I did 240 takes live of that.
That's a lot of Snickers.
Yeah.
But you also did print ads too, right? You sent me
Lot
one.
of
Joe, do you
print
have
ads,
that
yeah.
up?
Well,
Yeah.
this is my favorite. When
Yeah.
when you emailed this to us, Jack, I got really excited because for a time, like in college, I collected Newport Pleasure shirts. I don't know if you can see.
No.
I'm wearing.
I love it.
Because they would give them out for free with you buy 4 packs of Newport, you get the T-shirt. But like, look at this thing. This thing is like a spider web, basically. It's just like barely even a shirt anymore.
I
You can
love
see
it,
right
yeah.
through
It's
it. Yeah,
lingerie now.
Oh, it's so
Yes.
comfortable. It's like wearing.
Oh, absolutely. This one's lingerie right
Let me
here.
slip into something more comfortable, and then you put on that Newport shirt.
Pleasure shirt.
Exactly.
Anyway, so you sent this the other day an email. I thought it was like a mock-up or something. But it's real. You were in a Live with Pleasure ad.
Yes, I was. And those things were like in the subways and on the highways and billboards everywhere. And that is a very famous photographer, by the way, a very good friend of mine who I've known since I was like 12. His name is Joel Meyerowitz. And you could look him up. He's like fantastic. He's got like 2 million followers on Instagram. But in any case, so we shot this thing up in the Catskills, right? And one of my favorite stories is that it used to be on the transom between cars, when you go between cars on the subway, right? And there'd be ads right there. One day I was like just on my way somewhere and I was just like not in the mood. And all of a sudden some guy's like coming, he looks up and he looks down at me and I'm like really not in the mood. And he just goes, is that you? And I go, no. He goes, wow, it really looks like it was it's such a New York story. It's great.
It is. Oh,
No, it's not.
Man.
No.
Now let me
Wow.
commute.
So wait a second, but you guys aren't even smoking in there. Like, where's the pleasure? Is it
I
just?
know.
I don't
What
see a
are you
single
doing?
cigarette.
That's my
Well,
question.
that is the thing, is that we're trying to fish out a goldfish for some reason. I have no idea why.
But
Oh, I was
together,
confused.
your
I was
hands are caught
confused.
in the fishbowl. It looks.
Yeah,
appears.
exactly.
Oh,
We're trying to get him out. We're trying to get him out.
I thought that was photoshopped or something.
No,
Okay.
it's not. No.
But it was always like a couple tobogganing, and they were never smoking, but they were always
Exactly.
tobogganing or doing something fun or playfully feeding their partner a slice of pizza.
Yeah.
It was gooey and.
But when they changed the laws, and you couldn't show them on television anymore, they changed the laws again so that you couldn't even see the cigarettes in the commercial.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
yeah.
What now? How long is a shoot like this?
This was
like
2 days. This was over 2 days.
2 days?
Yeah, up in the Catskills. I've got about 4 or 5 different ads from this.
Okay,
So
all
I'll
right.
try
So
and like dig them out.
this is like a campaign with you in
It was
like
a
multiple
campaign.
situations.
Yeah,
of like
exactly.
Who came up with the idea of the fishing out a goldfish? What are you gonna do once you catch it? Smoke it?
Or maybe
That's
it's
what
dead.
smokers
We want
do.
to change it. Yeah, exactly. We smoke anything.
Get your hands on.
That is fantastic. One thing too, I was asking, you mentioned in the behind the scenes documentary that you were in bands, right? You were a musician,
Yes.
and you mentioned you were a left-handed guitar player. But what were some of your bands? You assume you played around New York City?
Yeah, we played mostly in New York City. We played the Columbia University, up and down Broadway, the Gold Rail, the West End, Augie's, Smoke, all those kinds of places. But I started my bands when I was about 16 or 17 years old, and I didn't learn to play guitar until I was about 19. And then our first band was called Pig Iron. And then we called ourselves
Love it.
Riverside Drive. Then it was Tootie Max.
Ooh, that's a
and,
good one.
playing on to the max. Yeah, and then Jackson and the A-Man, which was great.
Ooh.
And all these guys and the bands, like, they were a combination of covers as well as originals, because I do write songs as well. And we would incorporate organs, and we would incorporate saxophones, and we would incorporate horns and all that kind of stuff, and it just got really, really sophisticated. And I spent an awful lot of time at Atlantic Records. I was like a studio rat, and I was there for about 7 years, just working with like all these wonderful musicians and picking up all these little cues. So, it's been my life. It was my first love, and it shows with Rem Lezar. Those songs resonate with people.
Yeah,
I'm excited to hear you sing them live at the premiere. We're pre-taping this, but we're gonna do a little sing-along, so I can't wait for the live version.
Let's do that.
And I haven't heard any of the bands that you listed, but
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say Pig Iron is my favorite. I
It's
think
my
Pig
first. We had no
Yeah?
idea.
Yeah,
Yes.
I just like the name. It's just Pig Iron. I'll buy that album. Yeah.
There's a lot of famous left-handed guitarists, and I was digging through our VHS tapes, and I was like, do we have any we have a lot of guitar instructional videos, but there weren't many featuring lefties, but I found one about Kurt Cobain, and it's by, like, this guy's a good instructor, maybe not the best on-air talent, but he's an instructor. But I feel like a lot of the guitar guys who teach are like real noodlers, so they like Joe Satriani and the Eddie Van Halen and the show-off types. The guys who are more like, Kurt Cobain's more about feel. I don't know that they have an appreciation. So this guy, great instructor, the disdain for Cobain's acumen is just seeps through. So here's a little left-handed guitar instructional video curated especially for you.
Hi, I'm Kurt Mitchell. Welcome to the Nirvana tape. We have a lot to discuss. I want to get straight to it. This guy, Kurt Cobain, he used a lot of gadgets that I've read about, and you can read about him in a lot of guitar player magazines and stuff, especially since he passed away. I don't want to get tied up in all that stuff because you can get lost in all that junk. He used to play a Fender Jaguar, which I used to have and got stolen from me. I wish I hadn't. It was a 65, really nice guitar. He was left-handed, obviously. He wasn't a very good guitarist.
Riff one.
What?
He wasn't Eddie Van Halen. He wasn't trying to be and didn't care. Of all the Seattle guys that came out of this whole era, which crushed what I was doing when I put my album out, I was with a band called Bangalore Choir, and we were doing that corporate rock thing, and my hair was all puffed out, and I was really cool looking, right, in makeup and all that crap. His hook lines were extremely good. Whether he meant them to be or not, I don't know. Like I said, as a guitarist, he wasn't very good, but he didn't care.
Riff 2.
When you see Nirvana as sheet music, it's a little bizarre.
Man, and I'll tell you, I never had any respect for him as a guitar player until I realized that it was all about songs, and it's not about how fast you can play, and it's not about how ripping your leads are. You can have... Malmsteen's a perfect example.
31.
And I enjoyed making it, and I hope you enjoy playing along to it. And until next time, I'm Kurt Mitchell, and I'll see you later.
It's kind of rushed to the ending. He's like, well, I got to get out of here because I'm just going to flounder if I don't.
I guess from riff 2 to riff 31, they got shorter and shorter and shorter.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. This one's just 2 notes.
Shouldn't you just be like the biggest Nirvana fan in the world if you're like putting on Nirvana? And he's just like, man, I don't have respect for him as a guitarist. I was just like, boy, okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's not really a riff, right?
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, by 31, they were just kind of running out.
Yes, exactly.
But I was sorry to hear about his equipment getting stolen, though. I'm glad he. Yeah, but it was good that he included that in the instructional video.
Yeah. Well, Jack, we have been so thrilled to get to know you, to get to work with you on this big reissue, which is available now for everybody to see in high definition, and we're excited to walk the blue carpet with you this week.
It's going to be great, man. And, it's great getting back with you guys. And like, I can't wait, till everybody sees this thing. And so
we're gonna reach a whole new audience with this, and like the pre-sales on this, like we're through the roof.
I love it.
Yeah.
I
So
love it.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is a renaissance for Rem Lezar. Yeah.
Yeah. Are there any, as Rem, are there any like words of wisdom you want to say going out here?
Yeah, I would caution everybody to reach with your hearts.
It's very sincere. And I appreciate that. That's what this movie. That's why this movie is the perfect movie for our current time. I think.
I believe so.
I think so too.
I
Yeah.
believe so.
And
All
I'll just add to love your family more than food as one final bit of advice.
Everybody out there, love your family more than food.
It's just a drop.
It's just a speck. Just a speck. It's just
All
a
right.
speck.
It's just
All
a
right.
speck. Thanks, Jack.
All right, guys.
Thanks, Jack. Good seeing you.
You bet. It's been great.
Shows your ravioli's. Shows your ravioli's. Shows your ravioli's.
Always love having Jack Mulcahy on.
He's just a charming hunk, is what he is. He's a charming hunk.
Yes.
George and Steve, I have a you didn't see the interview with Jack yet. So how much do you think he made on a Snickers commercial that he worked one day on for 13 hours and had to do 240 takes because he played guitar and he also sang? How much do you think, with royalties and everything over the course of 2 years, how much do you think he made from that one commercial?
$60,000.
George?
I'm going higher. I'm going to say 95,000.
250 grand.
Wow, good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Repeated airings. I mean, I feel like it's almost like playing the lottery when you're in a commercial, like whether it makes it big or not, you know? But
yeah,
whether it's a Wet Pets or a or something that
it doesn't
not
matter.
remembered.
Yeah.
I remembered that Snickers commercial too. Oh, and I wanted to mention this too. Jack is in a short film that begins shooting, I think, next week. It's called Gentle Boy. Starts shooting next week, and it's on crowdfunding. So look for Jack in Gentle Boy. So he's still
I'll
making.
watch anything.
Yeah, he's
I'll
the
watch
best.
anything he does. Yeah. Hey, why don't we get into some cyber videos on the internet?
Well, if it seems like we've all been broken up, the Queen died last week, and we're usually the ones to break news like that, but we were a little bit late. It happened while we were between VCR parties, but I thought I'd pay tribute with a clip that was going around. I think I saw it on Twitter of NBC was doing coverage that night. I think it was NFL kickoff night as well, but they had to cover the Queen, and the transitions were a little awkward. So. This is Hoda on NBC.
She is now being honored around the globe. We will have complete coverage all morning long on the Today Show, and we'll be looking for you then. But, Maria, tonight, it's all about the NFL kickoff on our plaza. Check this out.
But
I
football.
saw that. I was watching that. I watched the game on Thursday night. I was like, wow, that was a weird transition to like the Queen has died, but it's football time.
Yeah.
She should have had like an electric guitar, and she's like,
Yeah, I'd care more about the Queen if like I understood more about Liz Dawn's house party. I think maybe there's a connection there that we're just missing here as Americans. So,
yeah, maybe. Steve, what do you got?
I got another jock sham.
It's a jock sham, jock sham, jock sham, jock sham. Boring you with a signature drawl. It's a jock sham, jock sham, jock sham, jock sham. This rap is done, now it's over to you.
This one is from this was sent in by Flash Gordon. It's from a Canadian children's show. And Devon White, who is a baseball player in Toronto, is the star of it. And just let me know if you think that he's reading from a cue cards is my question to you. But I also think there's a bonus here because I do think the message of this show is something that one of us can learn a lot from. So
Okay.
I'll let you guys also.
I'm going to go ahead and guess no, he's not reading from the cue cards at all. I'm going
All
to
right.
say he memorized this and he nailed it and he knocked it out of the park, just like in
Perfect. Well,
baseball.
Let's find out.
All right.
Yeah.
Puppets.
Look what?
The audio is
Mr. Von
fantastic.
White.
Yep.
Oh, hi, I'm Iggy.
Nice to meet you.
We were playing in the big championship in the park, and I was thrown out of the game.
Why did you do all that, Jake?
Well, this Isn't that what real ball players do?
I try not to.
Oh, but wait, there's more. The umpire threw me out for 3 innings. How about that for crazy? And the worst thing of all,
How about that?
the umpire was a girl.
That's cool.
Girls can umpire just as well as boys, can't they?
Listen, Jay, the most important thing about sport is doing your best and having fun.
It is?
But you have to be a good sport and play fair.
If one person is complaining and yelling all the time, it spoils it for everyone, right?
Steve, I think
Right.
you have that hat, right?
I just
I
did
need
it
it.
because I thought you
I
were
need the puppets.
supposed to. I won't anymore.
Good. Hey, your 3 inning must be nearly up.
Yeah, you gotta get back to the game, Jake.
And that's, they immediately picked him up and started using Devon
So-
White in movies right after that.
So I was right. Yep.
Yes.
I was right. Yep.
I mean, I'm used to playing poor quality footage on the show, but that takes the cake for the worst audio we've ever played. So
Oh, wow.
it was worth it, though. It was worth it.
That was nice. That was a good one. Look, yeah.
Thank you,
Maybe video of the year, cyber video of the year, right there.
Can't wait
Audio
to
division.
replay that.
Yeah.
All right, George.
No, I'll go next. Let's,
Oh, yeah?
let's save
No
George for last.
IMDb's?
I'm not
Okay.
doing IMGs because you know what today is. I missed it last week. I was supposed to do Songer last week. Every 4 weeks I get to play Daniel Songer, the internet's worst comedian. He has over 200 comedy shows on YouTube. He stopped doing it a few years ago, but we did a marathon where we watched all of them. And you can anybody see that anywhere, Nick? No, I don't think that's out.
Yeah,
yet, right?
it's on.
Both
Yeah,
of
it's
them?
actually. Yep, it's actually on our streaming network, Rewindo. You can watch
Rewindo.
it all.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, if you want to watch all, what was it, 14 hours?
Yep.
Of yeah, if you want to watch all 14 hours of that, you can. But for now, here's a baffling non-joke from Daniel Songer, put together by Tim Herod, the Bastard Tapes curator, and here it is, baffling non-joke.
Hey, you guys remember the Wild Wild West? The Wild Wild West. The Wild Wild West. You guys remember that, man? Well, there was a man out there in the Wild Wild West.
He looks skinny
he
here.
just
He does actually.
Yeah.
And by the way,
svelte.
I thought about playing this for Jack, Nick, when we were.
Mhm.
I was like, I want to see what Jack's response to it was, and then I watched this whole thing, and then I was like, yeah, maybe I don't want to play it. You'll see why in a second.
Okay.
in the Wild Wild West that he just liked to pick fights with anybody, man. And you know what they call him? They called him a gunslinger. Yeah, he was a gunslinger, man. And today, the whole meaning of gunslinger has changed. Gunslinger now means it's a man who continuously masturbates. You heard it from me, Dan Poet Man, a man, gunslinger today, a man who masturbates all the time. And really, the poor guy, he can't get a date. And when he finally does get a date, he's women's worst nightmare because he's the quick draw. Yeah, man, he's like, man, okay, I'm sorry I was so quick, but it was a quick draw, and hey.
So I didn't think that would be like a good introduction to Daniel Songer if I were to play it for Jack. I didn't
Well,
think that.
Jack was in both Porky's 1 and 2, so he's no stranger to body humor. But yeah, maybe it would have been too much too soon.
Yeah, I had it queued up and I was like, nah, we're having a good conversation. I'm not gonna test the waters
Kept it
with
focused.
Songer. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Well, what about you, George? Bring us home.
Well, last week I showed a clip from Houston's fabled investigative reporter from the early 80s, Mr. Zindler. And why am I blank on his name? Marvin
was his
Zindler.
name? Marvin, of course. yeah.
Mister. I went with Mister.
Very respectful.
No one will notice. But I didn't show a clip of what he was famous for, which was his Rat and Roach report. Rat and Roach report.
What's wrong with you?
Crotch splotch watch. Okay, rat and roach report.
Action 13's Marvin Zindler's weekly
made of
restaurant report
plastic?
tonight includes 4 food service establishments who have had their operating permits suspended this year. Marvin?
Dave, the Houston Health Department suspended the operating permits for either operating or repeated voluntary closures or a history of serious violations. But before we get to the suspensions, here's the latest Health Department list of eateries that
Wait, can you stop
voluntarily
it for a
closed
sec,
because of...
George? So should I get sunglasses like these for weddings? Joe,
Yes.
is this what you're thinking about?
Get hair like that,
I
get
was gonna say,
sunglasses like that, and then
do a whole
also
outfit.
dress
A
like that.
suit, yeah.
Also, he's dressed like Rocky Rococo, isn't he, Nick? Like that's a
And Colonel Sanders.
and
Yeah,
Colonel
a little
Sanders.
both.
That's a yes, Nick. Dress like him next time.
Just that whole ensemble, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
sanitation problem.
The Golden Bow at 8655 Southwest Freeway. That's right, the Golden Bow. Health Inspector Zolowaski noted at least 100 live roaches. The critters were even on food. They were inside 4 large boxes of fried pork skins. And there was even a dead mouse in a trap. At El Mexicano Taqueria on Manchester, Health Inspector
boy.
Giles spotted several mouse droppings in cooking equipment and on kitchen cabinets. A couple
boy.
of live roaches hanging around the food preparation
Hanging
area
around.
and roach poison stored above the cooking equipment. Then the Kolache pastry shop in the 9700 block of Beechnut had roaches. The critters were in boxes of utensils, in corners and crevices of the food preparation tables, and in a corner of the storeroom.
And
El
then there's the
Principal
Olive
Irvington
Garden.
had molded food as well as uncovered food in the walk-in cooler, and there was old food, grease, filth, and roach droppings on counters, shelves, and equipment. The health department also noted that roaches and rodents weren't under control. At Baker Tater in the 2400 block of South Shepherd, there was a trapped rat under
Mr.
a potato
Baker-Tater.
stove.
Maybe that's why you thought it was Mr. Zindler.
Is there a Mrs. Bacon-Tater in the picture?
Hey, please,
Closed
my
down
father
and
is
losing
Mr.
business, which means
Call me
money
Dennis.
doesn't get the message across, nothing will. Have a good weekend and play hard. Marvin Zindler, Eyewitness News.
I just thought that was some... Joe, you've really let us down with the filth this week, so I pulled that.
Oh yeah, my bad.
And had a
yeah.
stroke. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. But you know what? I appreciate him just like keeping the public safe. He's really just keeping us all safer.
Yeah, that was his goal.
We wouldn't be able to do it without him. And so he's
Yeah.
just looking out for us. He's just altruistic.
Heavily focused on the ethnic restaurants, Marvin.
Yeah,
too.
it seemed like
interesting. Yeah.
Oh, right. Bacon-Tater is, that's Italian? Is that?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's probably Irish. probably.
Bacon-Tater.
Yeah, it's Irish.
Yeah.
All right, good batch of cyber videos this week. Wow, packed show. We haven't even revealed the winner of the state jingle contest for the state of Iowa. Joe's, I guess you grew up partly in Iowa, and I was surprised by the results. I'll just say that.
Really? Well, okay. So, but who were the top ones that? See, I thought that which. Oh man, I.
Do you want me to just pull
Yeah,
them up?
yeah. Just pull them up. Yeah. But I feel like the one that was in my head this week was Orby. Was it?
Yeah,
was in
well,
my head
that
this-
was number 2.
Well, you got your whole desktop there, so we can see some of your folders, what they're called.
Oh, the illicit photos.
Yes, I want to see what some of those folders were called. Here we go.
So yeah, the Hungry Hobo is 48%, and Orbeez half that, 22, a little less than half, and then Christie's Garage Door for the
Really?
yeah. So I was really surprised.
Interesting.
Dubuque was my favorite. Dewey Ford was very memorable to me.
I love Northern Lights. Like I
Yeah.
thought that was genuinely a great one.
Hungry Hobo had the best. I was impressed with the rapping of Hungry Hobo, but I
that
couldn't
sandwich
remember
could
it.
spit.
Yeah,
That sandwich could. Yeah.
He could. I just I couldn't remember any of the rhymes, but
That's a he. It's a he.
It's
right?
a he.
He has
Yeah.
a penis, right? Because he has a penis.
yeah, that's how he reproduces.
Yep.
Makes little
Got
little sandwiches.
Yep.
But yeah, so that is the winner. And I didn't pull that up. Do you want to reprise that? I can. I want to show though that Judah, the doctor who watches our show, puts together a state flag, and this might be my new favorite for Iowa. This is the Iowa state flag, Hungry Hobo on it, and maybe that's why people voted for Hungry Hobo, because they wanted to see this sandwich, and then it's, pardon the pun, but that's a meal with appeal for real. That was one of his rhymes that he was spitting.
Yeah, that's a really good one. I think that's a worthy winner, and I think I can see that being a crowd favorite too.
Well, add
So-
it to your your state jingle, go on our Patreon. We got the map you can fill out and print out, the United Jingles of America. And now it's got all the state flags on it. You can see it here. So Iowa getting a lot of real estate there with the Hungry Hobo. So congratulations to the Hungry Hobo. And maybe we play it to go out tonight as an honorary.
Okay, I'll cue it up.
Okay.
I'll cue it up.
Can you floss to it?
Ooh, there's a mashup I want to see.
Look, George, can you track down the piston flosser and like get him on the show?
He's probably
I'm
at
sure his
Coney
parents
Island.
will be fine with hi, I'm just some guy who found your son on the internet.
You just say that.
But it was because some other guys filmed him at Coney Island, so it's not weird.
Right. He's a hell of a flosser. All right, should we get into some announcements here? Is that what we're up to next? Yeah.
Well, just one nice thing. Let's do a quick nice thing.
Oh, okay. All right.
I say this only because it's a limited time announcement, but Lord Sphincter, who does Sphincter Toys, made a special edition one based on The Club, the public access show from Raleigh, North Carolina, where a guy finds a stick in the woods and thinks it's a prehistoric club.
Yeah, look at this. This is next level. Like, hold on a second. Let me pin myself. So it's just, here we go. Look at this. Here's the club. It's just the club. It's not William. William's not in there. It's just the club. And the club actually looks very accurate to how the club actually looks.
It's
Lord
a
Sphincter.
I know, and it's a resin mold that's original. And so there's only a few of these. Yeah, Amazio Eyes.
Yeah. This is number 1 of 50. So there are 50 of them out there. So can you get them on Lord Sphincter's
yeah, here, I'll
page?
pull that up. This is sphinctertoys.bigcartel.com. And yeah, there's the club on there. And it's these are limited edition, and so we're not getting any cut of this. I just think it's cool that he made these toys. He's sent us a lot of cool handcrafted, inspired by VCR party toys. So
let me just show you this too. On there it says non-posable. So it's
the best.
It's
the
so
best.
good. This thing is for real.
It's
I'm
a
telling
trip.
you. Yeah.
I can't
It's
wait to
plumb
amaze
awesome.
your eyes.
It's plumb awesome. So good. All right, yeah, that'll look good on a shelf. All right, let's get into some announcements. Chop and Steel, we are in Lawrence, Kansas this Thursday. We'll be in Austin, Texas at the end of September for Fantastic Fest. A Life on the Farm will be there too, and A Life on the Farm just won the Sydney Underground Film Festival. So like it's tearing it up.
It really is. It's a big hit on the festival circuit.
It really
so
is.
That's still going too.
We're going to be in Seattle and Indianapolis in October. So yeah, check Found Footage Fest or chopandsteel.com for all those dates.
Just one final reminder, it's Lezar Day. Pick up your Blu-ray if you don't already have it. They are shipping today, so go get one.
Do you want a Vanity plate update? Do you want to talk about that? Do you
Yeah, just
do
a
it.
quick update. So, we got to our level of funding on Patreon, where we are all getting vanity plates, and it seemed like a simple thing. You pick the vanity plates, we get them from the DMV, but we've been stymied at almost every turn. George, you and Joe, both your license plates were available. So
Yeah.
what's the status of that?
I haven't moved further. I haven't moved on it at all.
All right, you were supposed to have ordered them and showed us the receipt today.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Okay.
Here's my favorite part about it is that it's going to take 8 to 10 weeks for delivery.
But also, why did they do the spell out 8, but then they wrote the number 10?
Because numerals under 10 are it's a publishing thing.
That looks weird though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So you ordered it, or
hard to say? Who knows? I'm gonna go with no, but I will.
All right. Next week, I want to see your guys, Joe's and George's ordered, and I tried to order mine. I heard back from Bob Hedges, who's the guy who got us over the edge for our funding goal. So he got the final say. Nick Sips was the overall favorite. He agreed to that. And I reported last week or 2 weeks ago, that Nick Sips was unavailable. So people wrote in, they said, hey, why not try some different combinations, some numerals? Bob said his decision was Nick Sips with a Z, which to me, I think that's the better plate. So here's me trying to order the Nick Sips different permutations of plates.
Oh, nice.
See, there's Nick Sips, not available. NIK. There's space. There's the Z. Nope.
Okay. No.
Here's one. It's one instead of an I for Nick. Nope. Here's two ones, or one with a Z. Two ones with a Z. Two ones with an S. I seriously thought of any combination. I was like exclamation points instead of eyes. CS, like nothing is available. And so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give it one last ditch effort to call the DMV. I'm going to get them on the phone and I'm going to say, there can't be that many people who are getting Nick Sips in different combinations, right?
I have a theory. I wonder if like the sips is like alluding to alcohol, like drinking, like you don't even want to be like, you know what I mean? Like any sort of, I don't think that those are already taken. I think that they don't, just don't like the word sips.
But I
You know
want
what
to
I
know
mean?
for sure, because then I was like, do they think it's like nips or something? Or they like think it's dirty? But no, I think maybe it is that they think it's an alcohol reference. But I don't know, explain.
It's
No,
not
it's
fans of the song.
Yeah, well, they could be. It could just be that many fans of the jingle. But
maybe.
So I'm going to
Yeah.
report back because when I was telling my girlfriend that you know it's looking like Nick Sips isn't an option, and then I might have to go with Vegan 69. She's like, "Don't even joke with me about that." So I'm sort of getting Steve's wife's treatment on that one. So Steve, what is the latest?
I am in
report for-
negotiations with the family member that the family member will get the license plate, so I will still be able to take a photo with it, and it will be on a car. It just will not be on my car.
Oh, a family member will get your, what was yours? Plunkett? What was the Plunkett? Yeah.
Plunkett. So they will have
Which
to drive
family member? Like how close of a family member?
a nephew.
A nephew. Okay. All right. So they'll.
By the way, I went for my mother. My mother was my first choice, and I said my mom won't care, and she turned me down flat.
Okay.
She doesn't want Plunkett either.
No.
God, it's like the Civil War where you can like hire somebody to take your place. So right now, I'm willing to pay somebody $100 out there to take my plate. Take a plate for George. It's my new
so
corner.
We're losing money on the fundraiser.
Well, I'm losing money on the fundraiser.
Steve, I had an idea, Steve, though, for your potential plate. Like, why don't you like talk to your wife and say like, what are some of your interests, and then you would give us a list of the interests, and maybe there's a way that we can combine your plate with her interests so that she's excited about having that plate because it's like, oh, one of my interests is on this vanity plate. Like I get to share.
I tell you what, Joe, as doubtful as I am that this will work, I will approach her about it and see what happens.
Like it'd be like Plunk carpet runners or something, you know, like some design motif she's into. Yeah.
Yeah. So I
French.
think, yeah, I don't know. Just like ask her. Just say like, is there something like a 3 or 4 letters long that you're interested in that we could share together?
Well, we will get these vanity plates, or family members will, or somebody we pay to will.
I just added it to my to-do list. I'm going to do it this week. So
yeah, let's get some movement on this. But in the meantime, just so you know, your Patreon money, we outgrew our office. Joe, can you flip over your? Maybe you got hard drives connected, but I wanted to show that we've outgrown our space. So we actually,
I do have hard drives connected.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
But our boxes are like packed to the ceiling of tapes that you've sent us that we haven't opened yet. So we actually annexed the office next to us, which is another $1,000 a month in rent. So we're just, I don't know if we can afford it, to be honest. So keep those Patreon donations coming in, because literally we just outgrown the space, but we're going to make that into kind of a fun studio and like free up some space where our tape storage is. And so anyway, we're grateful to have that, and it's through your support. And so it will go through to the vanity plates, but it's also to fund the growth of our show and everything we do.
Yeah. All right. So I have some real quick Talking Squirrels updates. So Dave shot the pilot. I showed it to you last week. Talking Squirrels is going to be our first non-VHS show or non-analog media show on our channel. We're going to try it out for 3 episodes. We're going to see how it works. We're going to see if we can compete in this arena. And Dave owns ferrets, and so we thought he would be a good enough host for Talking Squirrels. And he was excited. He jumped at the opportunity. So he shot a pilot last week, and then our friend Dina, she edited some of it together, and I watched it, and I showed a clip last week. I just showed like a quick clip that I just looked at the last second. But I watched the whole thing yesterday, and I was laughing out loud. Like I was enjoying myself.
Ooh.
Like, yeah, and it's also informative. So I just put together just 4 scenes from Talking Squirrels, just so you can kind of see where we're at.
They're not as easy to domesticate as cats, dogs, guinea pigs, hamsters. Now, is a guinea pig or a hamster a squirrel? No. Excuse me. So they're not exactly pets.
Good transition.
Or they're
Yep. So these are just like just a handful of scenes that you would see on Talking Squirrels.
Wow.
All right. Yeah, here.
or they love to burrow. But did you also know that they like splooting? Never heard that word, have you? I only figured it out a little while ago, and I only happened on it by chance. Splooting is the activity where an animal spreads its arms and legs out like this and lays on the ground as a way to get its surface area out. A squirrel.
See how it's like informative also? You'd learn about splooting if you watch this show,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
A squirrel, male squirrel, after mating, can use a non-seminal liquid to plug the female's vagina, therefore eliminating any chance of any competing sperm. However, as it varies between...
So 6 minutes into the show, he was already talking about a squirrel's vagina. So I think we got a good one here. I think we're
got a
onto
winner.
something.
Yeah.
I think we're onto
All right.
something. Wait, there's one more scene. One more scene.
Okay.
varies between the red squirrel, the black squirrel, the gray squirrel, ground squirrels, hedgehogs. I didn't even know a groundhog or a... Did I say hedgehog? Hedgehogs aren't squirrels. That's one I forgot to cover. But yeah, groundhogs are spirit animals of industry. Never really knew that one. Because why would I? But hey, you start going down the rabbit hole, or in this case, the squirrel hole, you start to learn a few things.
So I don't know. I think it has potential. So that was
Yeah.
kind of the practice run, and then we're going to shoot the pilot coming up next, and Dina's going to edit it, and get a lot of ideas for him. And we also have a theme song. So I reached out to Liz. Liz did the outro music last week, and she provided, what was the song that? The Clued song. She
Yeah.
did the Clued song. I asked her after hearing that song, I was like, this is so good. Can you do a Talking Squirrels theme? And she gave me 3 of them. They're all 10 seconds. I'm going to play all 3. And I want people to tell me which one is the best theme. All right, here we go. There's Talking Squirrels theme number 1.
Dave from Michigan's gonna talk about squirrels at length. He has ferrets at home. They're kinda like squirrels but long. Talking Squirrels, Icelandic volcano.
Good tag.
So that's the first one. All right. Icelandic volcano. That's what the sushi that he ate that made his lip grow big that one time. All right. Here's 2.
Dave's from Michigan, the squirrel capital of the world. You know we held one once. He's gonna talk about squirrels at length. They're like ferrets, but ferrets are long. Icelandic volcano.
Also good.
I thought that was good too. I didn't know that Michigan was the squirrel capital of the world, though. But
Let's
I
put it
guess
out there.
is.
Let's make it so.
All right. All right. Here's theme number 3.
Dave's gonna talk about squirrels at length. He held a squirrel once. He comes from Michigan. Dave has ferrets. He does not have squirrels. 'Cause ferrets are longer and squirrels are stronger. Talking squirrels.
Yeah, I know which one Dave likes best already, but I want to put it up to the Melindas. I think ultimately Dave's going to decide which one he wants to use. But
right.
Was there one that you guys liked in particular?
I'm
I like
for number 1.
Really.
Me too.
Oh wow. Okay.
I'm torn between 1 and 3. 3 has the brevity, but it doesn't mention the Icelandic. It doesn't mention the Icelandic volcano, nor
No.
lip smacks, nor the copulatory plug that was discussed in the episode.
I'm so excited for this show. This show is going to be so good. I can't wait.
I'm
all right.
excited for George's shows. You got Overlords playing, right? This weekend.
Yes,
in
it's
New York.
Saturday and yes, in Manhattan, and Sunday in Brooklyn. And it's the first time the four of us have played as Overlords since January of 2020. And our bassist is flying in tomorrow from LA, so I'm looking forward to this week.
Nice.
Excellent.
Nice.
Wear sunglasses if you're going there, everybody. And Saturday is back this week. It's the best.
You don't want to look
songs.
like you don't want to look like a beady-eyed little snake. Like you don't want to look like that. So.
And EP mode, we're watching more Mr. Nasty. It's his workout video. George, you're going to join us for that one. So we love this Mr. Nasty tape, and we're gonna watch it all with you. Let's get out on the winner of Iowa State jingle, shall we?
All right, it's the Hungry Hobo. You did it. That's our new state jingle for Iowa, beating out Orbeez. Even though I've been singing Orbeez in my head all week this week, that song is so goddamn good. But all right, nice work, Hungry Hobo. We should give them a call this week and let them know that they won. I want to find out more about the sandwich that can rap so well
with a hat.
With a hat, yes. Here's the thing: if we had been prepared, we could have done better.
We'll be right back right after these words.
Everybody's a puppet when they're dead.
I ain't gonna pee my bed tonight.
Hungry Hobo!
Hello, it's a wrapping sandwich. But you know what's even more outlandish than that? It's our combo meals. Take advantage quick. You could eat me with a drink and a bag of chips. Baked potatoes, whoa, what a deal. Pardon the pun, but that's a meal with appeal. For real, let the chili chill. You can burn yourselves on all these hot deals. Hungry Hobo, y'all, we got skills. 2 locations in the metro, yeah. Urbandale and Westermore, taste this. Easy to find, hard to resist.
When we return, Dr. Selner will complete the bunion surgery.
Yes, those are his pajamas he's wearing.
All right, I gotta go.
That's all. That's it.
Let me see that one.
Rocks are done. Gotta sleep. Bye.
That's it. That it done.
We did our best. If we'd been prepared, we could have done better.
What do you think about Bibra?
About what?
In 8.
My nose isn't for yuck anymore.
Ooh.
That's all I'm doing.
Cheerio.
Tinkerbell!
We'll be right back right after that.
And Kurt Polstead, the real great guy.
Nice, nice.
Goodbye.
See you later.
Have a good day. See you Tuesday.
Jim's coins in Hilldale.